Conspiracy Journal podcast. The transmission starts now.
You cry when you laugh?
Yeah, but I never used to. Now I do. And now then I poke myself in the eye because I'm like, what's happening? Stop? Yeah. I'm like, are real tears happening here? Yeah. And then I poke my eye out and then it's all red and dry and hurts. Laughing is hard.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why we should all do less of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No laughing ever.
No. So weird.
All right, everybody. We have fun stuff today. It's all about sound.
Cool.
It's sonic weapons. Yeah, specifically, what happened in Venezuela and taking down Maduro. It's a whole lot of like weirdness. And it's something that's been going on for a long time, too. It's not just, this is some new technology that we're now just starting to implement. Like it's happened many times in the past, but every time it's happened, the government would just say, nope, we don't know what you're talking about. That's not a thing. And now they're very open with these are the techniques we're using.
Classic government.
It really is like they just really ride on that element of time. And they're like, no, we're not doing anything super messed up. And they're like, yeah, we did, but that was a long time ago, so you shouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's the move.
The government invented gaslighting.
Yeah. They just said no. Mm-hmm. No, you're crazy.
You're
you know
crazy.
What? We would never do that.
No.
We would never do this. We would never do this.
Oh, yes, we will.
Yeah.
Oh, that? Right. Yeah, but
no, we did
that was a long time ago.
But that was them.
Yeah.
Not us.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about like Operation Paperclip when like we took Nazi scientists and split them up between Russia and the US. Mm-hmm. And like they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that never happened.
Like, no, NASA was built off of the back of Nazi scientists. Like, what are you talking about? Of course we did that.
Yeah, I believe there's a lot of documentation that talks about all of the researchers, doctors, and physicists that were working for the Nazis that we just like kidnapped and brought here.
Yeah, you're ours now.
Yeah, teach us your ways.
You guys are like super bad, but also how'd you do it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tell us.
You're bad unless like you're good at like building a rocket.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We could use that.
Take us to the moon.
And they did.
Or did they?
But so essentially what I'm going to talk about today is a little bit of a history of that, where like those ideas started and how they were kind of evolved into what we use today for crowd control and things like that.
Cool.
I'll just kind of get in. So long before modern battlefields with drones and electronic interference, the United States and its allies were already pursuing a more silent form of control. As documented in Kai Larson's book, Resonant State, the Cold War marked a decisive shift in military and intelligence doctrine. Victory was no longer defined solely by firepower, but by influence over perception. Programs like MKUltra and its lesser-known offshoot Subproject 19 moved experimentation beyond chemistry and into neurological disruption. With that, I have like a little sound bite. I'm not going to get too deep into Subproject 119 because that's in Kai Larson's book. Like it was the longest like chapter, but it does kind of give you a glimpse as to like how all of this comes together. And part of it is using sound to manipulate people, using it to break people. And even like the military does that. They'll play like Eminem and stuff for like terrorists and it like destroys like their brain. It's crazy.
Eminem is the kryptonite for terrorists.
Yeah. I would think more
ICP
would probably be a better bet, but it's just something like that it's used in terms of like a torture, like it's just blasting. And then they have like, the lights are always on. Like there's no sleep. They're very like it's just a way to break people.
The lyrics are such hot fire. You can only take them for so long.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But it also moves into just like certain frequencies that like change people's minds essentially. Like you can feel a certain way just by like feeling like the pulse of a specific sound or a lot of more modern stuff is like binaural beats. People use certain frequencies to fall asleep, certain frequencies to like change their mood a little bit. And there was it all started with MKUltra. Like that was like the umbrella for a lot of other sub projects, and it all had to do with how to control and manipulate people.
Can you tell us what MKUltra was for those of us who might not know?
It was a government program based on how to control people, essentially. And it like everyone has this idea of like, creating a Manchurian candidate.
Right.
And like things like that.
Right,
they
right,
use like LSD a lot to help, or it did help them achieve their goals, but it was to like break someone's mind, create something else, like install a different personality essentially into their brain that can be called up later on. And then like that's the idea of a Manchurian candidate.
Terrifying.
And with that, they would use chemical warfare, and they started playing with sound and things like that. And this is like an example of, it's a very rudimentary form of it, but it has ties back to like what it was that they were trying to do. And I'm going to play you a couple sounds.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay.
And it's just a garbled mess, but just I'll play it a couple times and just listen to it.
Okay.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the
Aliens.
It's just aliens. It's just
aliens.
Just alien robot sounds.
I understood it.
Yeah.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the park.
R2D2.
Now I'll play you a second sound. Just listen to that, and then we'll play the first sound again.
Okay.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the park.
Bitch.
I'll play it again.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the park.
And that's it. So I'll play the first sound again,
Okay.
and you tell me what you hear.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the park.
Ew, that bitch sounds. Ew, that lady.
Why do you hate that lady
I
so
don't
much?
know. I hate her, but I hear her. I hear her in that first sound now.
Maybe that's why you hated her, because she was in there in the first one.
Yeah, you
Creeping
already
in.
got me.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the park.
Dude, I hate it now.
So now you can't unhear it.
Yeah, I liked it better when it was R2D2.
Yeah, before your mind was controlled.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
you liked
right.
that better?
I
Yeah,
did.
So did they.
Yeah.
But
when
this
I was
is,
just an innocent baby.
This is something that people were kind of speculating happening within the music industry. So they would like the idea of adding things to music that we listen to into commercials, things like that, and then recalling it after. Once someone would say this line, it sounds familiar to you already. You're like, oh, I understand what that is. And then you don't even have to hear them say it again. They can play you back the thing,
Right.
and it will still elicit the same kind of response as if you did hear it.
Damn it.
So that's kind of what they were working with Sub-Project 119, amongst other things. Like I'll break down some more of it and then kind of get into where we're going today with sonic weapons and like weaponizing this against people. All right, so Sub-Project 119 focused on the brain as an electrical and resonant system. Its objectives were not persuasion in the traditional sense, but like interrupting our normal senses. Memory degradation, sensory distortion, balance. Researchers explored how electromagnetic and microwave exposure could induce physical and psychological effects without visible trauma. So while MKUltra became a public scandal, these signal-based research paths were never dismantled. They were just reclassified, shuffled around, and actually implemented. Decades later, those same effects resurfaced in a different context, beginning in 2016. Diplomats and intelligence personnel around the world reported sudden vertigo. And then it was like a pressure in the skull, nausea, nosebleeds, cognitive impairment. It was called Havana Syndrome, and it forced governments to acknowledge what had long been denied. Internal reviews increasingly pointed toward directed energy exposure, even as public explanations drifted toward stress or, it was just a coincidence.
Yeah, I remember like when the Havana Syndrome was coming out, and when they first started talking about it. As it was happening, it was like they were talking about the potential use of sonic weapons, and the probable use of sonic weapons. And then it eventually, after like a couple weeks or months, I forget the exact timeline, they're like, no, it's nothing.
Yeah, I remember it
That was where they
exactly the
landed
same
on
way.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember someone saying it was like a low-level earthquake, just gave people a little nausea or something. And it's like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like, what? Don't worry about
Now,
A man-made earthquake.
it. Yeah.
it's so what Resonant State makes clear is that Havana Syndrome was not an anomaly. It was just a continuation of a project that had already been put in place. the continuity became impossible to ignore on March 15th, 2025, during a mass protest in Belgrade. Witnesses reported a sudden wave of disorientation moving through the crowd. People collapsed. Others fled in panic, clutching their heads and stomachs. Videos captured confusion without a visible cause. Protesters later described intense pressure, ringing in the ears, nausea, loss of balance, and the Serbian officials initially denied the use of force, but mounting evidence pointed to a deployed sonic or directed energy system used to clear the demonstration without conventional crowd control measures.
I literally have chills right now. I can't imagine using this on people.
I would recommend everyone look it up because the video itself is kind of crazy, and it's from a few different angles of just people having a protest, and as you would see like across America now, when it's just a flood of people in the streets, and then people just part. Ugh. It's just, and it moves like a wave. Like it starts at one end of this long stretch of road, and it's just a sea of people just parting to the sides. Ugh. And it's weird too because they almost form a barrier, like where like it doesn't affect them anymore. And there are other videos of crowd control sources of like, oh, people not standing here, and they take a step to the left, and all of a sudden they're like kind of knocked out and they can't take it anymore.
Oh, that's interesting, because I've been at concerts, especially like outdoor concerts, where you would think, you're looking at a stage with these massive speakers, and you would think, how is it possible that I can't hear this properly? And then you take like 2 steps to the left, and it's like you can hear it good.
Yeah.
So I assume that it would work the same way if you're, I wonder where the sound is coming from. There must be speakers and maybe mobile speaker setups or something.
Space lasers.
Fucking goddamn it, I knew it.
They're just pumping it straight into our brains. I mean, that's also part of Sub-Project 119.2 of just voice to skull. And it is using sound frequencies to just essentially emit the sound directly into your head. Ooh. So there are plenty of instances where people think that they're hearing voices, and they call it like the voice of God, because there's no one around, but they're hearing something in their head, and they're not crazy. They're just being affected by this.
The government is the devil.
So going back to like the using this for crowd control, it's like unlike tear gas or batons, this method left no obvious marks. Its effects were internal, neurological, and temporary for some, but lasting for others. The incident marked one of the first widely documented uses of such technology against civilians in a public urban setting. It also confirmed what everyone has been saying for years, that these systems were no longer experimental and they were fully operational at this point. So with that context, everything that I'm going to bring up today just examines the alleged operation in Venezuela, of what allegedly happened.
What definitely happened and is documented, and we know.
Venezuela is super legit, and you know it.
Yeah, for sure. Delta Force.
So it's weird because it's the same exact patterns happen. And so what it was like radar systems disabled without warning. Soldiers were rendered physically helpless before even engaging like anybody. Internal trauma without visible wounds. Whether the claims surrounding the raid are ultimately verified or not, the mechanisms described align precisely with decades of classified research and recent real-world deployment. And so did the U.S. military deploy a secret sonic weapon during the raid in Venezuela? According to witnesses on the ground, the operation began with an unexplained radar blackout, followed by massive drone swarms and the sounds of helicopters. Despite being outnumbered 5-1, the small U.S. Special Forces team faced less resistance. Why? Reports indicate soldiers suffered from vertigo, vomiting, and internal bleeding.
What?
Military analysts believe this was a soft kill operation. So soft kill is trying to achieve a goal with the least amount of damage. So it's not just like carpet bombing the whole area and then it's like, okay, we got them, most likely.
Internal bleeding only, no external.
Yeah, so it's like targeted missiles that kill, like that just destroy like a building or something. It's things like that. That's considered a soft kill operation.
We were just doing some soft killing.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
It's fine.
got a mid kill operation. It's a semi kill.
Can we make this killing a little bit softer? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can get behind a soft kill.
Yeah. What's your kill number? Mine's a 2.
Mine's so soft. I don't
Yeah.
even have one.
Yeah.
It's so soft.
And all this was likely utilizing a high-powered microwave device. Not what you have in the house.
I know. It's unfortunate. I know it's not what I have in the house, but I am picturing an enormous, like, cruise liner sized microwave in the sky. that
Like a Death Star type of thing?
Yeah. But it's just a microwave. You know, looks exactly like the one you have in your kitchen.
I just keep picturing, I know that a parabolic mic is used to receive sound, essentially.
Right.
But I do just keep picturing a guy in a window, big parabolic mic dome, and just bing.
It's kind of interesting.
Booting it out the window.
I was like, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
That's
When you see these crowd control things, there is just like a plate that sits on like the front of a truck or on top of a truck, and that's all it is. It's
Fucking A.
maybe like a 3x3 plate. Like that's all it takes to just wipe out like an area.
When you say plate, do you mean kind of like I'm envisioning a satellite dish type of plate, like a little bit bowl-like.
I'm envisioning
slightly.
the speckled Denny's type.
Oh,
Yeah,
like a dinner plate, like a
That's
diner dinner plate. Yeah.
Think of it more
Brown
like
rim. Got it.
Think of it more like a cafeteria tray, but bigger, and like it looks more military.
Okay. So it's
Gotta say
painted
right
army
now,
green.
I'm on board with the sonic weapons. You got to convince me otherwise.
Yeah, you know what?
prove me wrong.
I think it's terrible that we can do this, and that, like, obviously to get to the point where we discovered the lunchateria, the cafeteria tray, you know, like it took us a long time to get there. I'm sure that a lot of people went through some really bad shit in order for the government to really be able to be like, okay, we have this under control now. We can start to use it. Like the experiments and what happened to people? Like, when did it go from soft killing with noise to like actual murder by noise? You know, like when did we discover, okay, if we can't go past level 8 or the internal bleeding, like turns to external bleeding.
Oh, they definitely did some
Well, even
yeah.
like
experiments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is why Tesla's experiments were all kind of confiscated when he passed away, because he was working on this, and like he had like he said using a resonant frequency you could split the world in half.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just need a tuning fork big enough and you'll crack the world in half. It's
So fucked up.
not an exact quote, but
Right.
essentially that was what he was getting at. And he would have like this little machine that would pulse at the same resonant frequency of the building he was in, and it would start shaking his building. I mean, that's like an alleged
Right.
thing that happens, but that's what he was working on. He was using sound, and he was playing with all of these ideas. And now
Cool.
we're just starting to implement them in the weapons. Of course we are.
Of course. Yeah.
But during this, Venezuelan soldiers were on standard guard duty when the radar system suddenly shut down without warning. Immediately after the blackout, a massive drone swarm appeared over the facility, followed by 8 helicopters equipped with unidentified technology. A 20-man team of Delta and Special Forces operatives deployed from the helicopters. The encounter took a mysterious turn when the defending force of 100 soldiers reportedly froze, leaving them unable to stand up to the smaller elite team. Witnesses noted that the Delta Force operatives fired with impossible precision, estimating a rate of fire nearly 300 rounds per minute per soldier. It is theorized that Black Hawk helicopters were used to deploy this capability with disc-shaped radar attachments, launching a directed beam at the opposing troops. This reported internal trauma. They suffered immediate vestibular incapacitation.
What does that mean?
Meaning a total loss of balance and paralysis.
I hate this. I hate this.
Some even reported bleeding from the nose and vomiting blood, symptoms consistent with the internal hemorrhaging.
This is what I thought was going to happen when you played those sounds.
Me too. Me too. That's why.
Nosebleed vomit.
Yeah, I was so scared. Instead, it's just some fucking bitch in the park trying to abduct me.
Well, that's why I was trying to use that as a
Sunny
segue
ass
into like,
children's bitch.
Yeah.
like how something so subtle like can be used
Yeah.
to like reinforce this other thing. And like obviously like that previous example had nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it is just like that it was things like that were being talked about and experimented with,
Right.
like back in the day, and like it's grown so far out of this. So while the Pentagon hasn't officially disclosed the specific hardware, military experts often refer to it as soft kill system. So how does it actually work? To understand the weapon, you first have to look at what it did. The most likely candidate for a weapon that creates that kind of internal pressure without external sound is a high-power microwave device. It relies on something called fray effect. The weapon probably carried a Chinook or Black Hawk helicopter, fires a focused beam of pulsed microwave energy, not sound waves, that passes right through the skull. These beams are absorbed by the water in the brain tissue and the fluid in the inner ear.
Oh my God.
This energy causes small, rapid tissue heating, less than a few degrees, but that tiny, sudden expansion generates pressure wave inside the skull. The consequence, the target hears a sound, clicks or buzzing, or a roar that originates inside their own head, bypassing the eardrums entirely.
I wish you guys could see the look on Michelle's face as she's hearing this description and as the horror is processing through her brain.
I cannot handle this.
It's wild, and it's honestly what we should all be feeling because it's so fucked up. Yeah.
I don't even hear it with my ears.
No, you just have the feeling of this
I
happening.
hate it. I hate it so much. It stimulates the water in my brain. Fuck you and your pulsing weapon. Get out of my brain.
Well,
Yeah,
think
that
of-
tinfoil hat's not looking so stupid now, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
Think of like sound moving air though, because like microwaves don't work on the same spectrum, but like you were talking about being at a show. Even if you were deaf and you were standing in front of a speaker, you would feel
it, yeah.
the pulse of that.
Like a cat.
And it's
Yeah.
like if you've ever been to say like My Bloody Valentine or like a band like that, and you have to put earplugs in, but
Right.
you feel the music in your chest.
I love that feeling.
Yeah.
But it sparks joy for me instead of bleeding.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
All right. Now, if the frequency is tuned to the inner ear's resonance, going back to the resonant frequency stuff that Tesla was working on, it violently disrupts the body's balance, causing immediate vertigo. At higher power levels, that rapid tissue expansion can rupture capillaries, leading to the reported nosebleeds and internal trauma. There is another possibility, a weaponized infrasonic pulse emitter. Instead of a continuous beam, this device would fire high-intensity slugs of low-frequency air pressure below 20 hertz. These waves travel through the body and resonate with the internal organs, such as the stomach or lungs. High-intensity infrasound can actually cause cavitation, the formation of bubbles in the bodily fluids. Also,
What are you saying? Which fluids are we talking about?
all of your fluids.
Okay. All right.
Your brain water,
Yeah.
your stomach water,
Blood.
yeah, blood.
Are you guys gonna have bubbly semen? That's what we all want to know. That's
just-
what we,
Of course.
It's like a latte when it
That's right. Extra foam.
So when those bubbles collapse, they create tiny shockwaves that damage tissue. The target feels an intense vibration in their gut, leading to severe nausea and effectively paralyzing them with pain and sickness.
Just like
Jeez.
Pop Rocks and root beer, but without the Pop Rocks or root beer.
fuck me, dude.
It's like Mentos and Coke in your
Yeah.
Yeah.
guts.
God damn it. So they kind of were, right?
But without the
But
joy.
without the stuff. Yeah. Word.
You don't want to have this as like a fun YouTube video.
So yeah, is this the next like TikTok challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah, my stomach bubbles are cavitating.
Gross. Yo, have you guys ever had vertigo?
Not really. I've had like those instances of like low blood pressure, stand up
Right,
too
yeah.
quick, and I'm just like, well, I gotta sit
That's
down.
not what vertigo is. So after I got COVID, I had vertigo for 13 weeks, bro. It's so fucked up. So I don't know if you guys experienced this when you were a teenager and drinking, you'd get the spins, like you'd be on your bed or something and your room would spin around. That's more what vertigo
I had
feels
one
like.
of those spinning rooms.
Yeah, I had, you're fancy. My room didn't spin unless I was drunk,
Yeah.
you know? And so it's more like that. It's like, it's not like, oh, I feel dizzy, I'm going to fall down. It's like, no, the world is spinning. That's not right. Also, sometimes if you're super lucky like me, your eyes will flicker like a cartoon cat or something. We've all seen the cartoon cat whose eyes are swirling. That actually happened to me. And it happened a couple of times, enough where I was like trying to go to the mirror so that I could see what it looked like. But I couldn't walk because my eyes were fucking spinning out of my head. But it also makes you immediately nauseous. And so I can't imagine hearing a sound that would make you feel like this. Like you
That's
can't.
the thing, you don't hear it. You just immediately feel that.
Yeah. Like maybe I was being sonic weaponized by the people who invented COVID.
That's exactly right. I think that you were getting hit with a 13-week long sonic weapon.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And my doctor was like, we can't do anything for you. They did all kinds of weird tests where I had to like stand. I swear to God, this is true. I had to like stand on a metal plate and they like hooked up like electromagnetic shit to my legs and shit. They were like so many tests that I took. And apparently you have like crystals in your ears and all kinds of stuff. But like some viruses will just kind of inflame your systems, you know? And so I had all this inflammation in my body and it was causing vertigo. It was terrible. I wouldn't wish it on my worst nightmare. That's not the right way to say that. My worst enemy. I wouldn't wish it on a nightmare either.
That's exactly how you say it.
Yeah. So
I'd wish it on all of my nightmares. But most of my nightmares are just like me getting shot and no one doing anything.
oh, that's a sad story.
No one's doing anything.
Yeah.
Like no one's helping you
Yeah.
or
I'm
no
just, like,
one's catching the guy.
I'm just
Shot
like
you.
slumped down and
Yeah.
people are just walking around me and I'm just like,
Oh, nobody cares. Oh, but who shot you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Oh,
Wow, dude. We got to get to the bottom of
yeah.
this. Yeah.
On the next
On the next
episode.
Yeah. Who shot great?
He's the shadow man killing
Yeah.
me in my dreams.
Yeah.
Man. Ugh, I hate this. I hate sonic vertigo.
Well,
Okay, tell me more.
tactically, the report suggests that U.S. forces use this technology as like a force multiplier. The result was that the hundreds of Venezuelan guards mentioned in the reports weren't engaged in a traditional gun battle. They were incapacitated, sick, dizzy, and bleeding long before U.S. troops even made contact. This allowed a small team of approximately 20 operators to walk virtually unopposed through a much larger force. But that's not it. The U.S. the U.S. military has another secret weapon. Analysts called it the Iron Dome of the Caribbean. They said the airspace over Venezuela was impenetrable, locked down by the Russian-made S-300 anti-aircraft system, a beast capable of swatting aircraft out of the sky from 150 miles away.
The Iron Dome of the Caribbean, I just picture the biggest steel drum you've ever seen.
Hot, hot, hot.
These things, they sound like a superhero movie. There's
They
a
do.
whole army, they're incapacitated, and then there's this elite team walking through the middle while these guys are like bleeding out of their nose and vomiting and like falling down, and there's just this like invisible wall holding this military back. I mean, it sounds made up. It sounds like something out of the Avengers.
It's true.
It's wild.
The U.S. OR-4 stationed off the coast unleashed a barrage of electronic warfare so dense it didn't just jam the Venezuelan radar screens, it burned them white. The S-300 operators at Captain Manuel Rio's air base were blind before they ever saw the missiles coming. The first kinetic strikes were surgical from a destroyer. 2 Tomahawk cruise missiles slammed into the S-300 VM radar arrays. In an instant, the eyes of the Venezuelan defense network were turned into twisted, red-hot scrap metal. Precision-guided bombs walked down the flight line. One by one, the Su-30s and the aging A-16s parked beside them were engulfed in fireballs. 7 jets were erased before the pilots could even reach the ladders. It wasn't a dawn fight, it was an execution. But the final blow was psychological. At 4:20, yeah, bro.
Coincidence?
The roar of jet engines shook the windows of downtown Caracas. The target was Fortuna, the Ministry of Defense headquarters and nerve center of the regime's military command. The strikes didn't level the city. They decapitated the leadership's ability to communicate. As smoke billowed from the ministry's buildings, the message was clear to every commander on the ground: you are alone, and no help is coming. But all of this is just a deception. The main target is none other than the president. We finally have the declassified timeline of how U.S. forces breached the heart of Caracas and extracted Nicolas Maduro. Let's start with step one. The setup. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the U.S. had been tightening a naval quarantine around Venezuela. The U.S. Sideral R-4 carrier strike group and the U.S. Iwo Jima amphibious ready group were parked off the coast.
I'm sorry, give me their name again.
The Iwo Jima amphibious ready group. I'm assuming that's more SEAL Team 6 type stuff.
Yeah, but come on,
There's
guys.
The frogmen in the water.
Yeah, get out of here.
The pretext was clear. The U.S. designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state specifically targeting the drug lords. But while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step two was now the strike. It began at exactly 2 a.m, Venezuelan time, not Eastern or Pacific, High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses, like these Russian S-300 missiles located at strategic high-value targets. With the skies clear, the path is open for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight to the mission. Here comes the deception as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes than they hit Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center there. And I don't know how to say this, La Carlota Air Base was also hit, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Now reports, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So back to the soft kill vibe of this. When you say hit these bases, do we kill everybody?
No. So what, like, they're hitting just, I mean, it's not that people don't die, but it's, they're hitting targets, and I'm not condoning this, but to separate the idea of hard kill and soft kill, they're very specifically targeted things. So they went after communication centers, they went after their military centers and things like that.
And like you said, they hit the jets on the runway so that they can't scramble those and mount a counterattack. So they're like blowing up the jets before they take off.
Right, but I assume like nobody's in the jets, right? So like
we're very careful about that.
Yeah,
we're very careful to make sure nobody's
and like if I'm a guy who works, at the command center, then like
command center guy,
if I'm command center guy, then like my death, it's still considered a soft kill because my life doesn't matter because I was like the command center button guy.
Well, I mean, I think maybe the soft kill, it has to do with how we killed you. I think if we killed you with a sonic weapon, that's maybe a soft kill. But if we blew you up with a missile.
No, missiles are still part of it too. I think
it's an overall.
You think a missile
mission
is a soft kill?
Yeah, it is. I think it is.
Missiles and drone
That's
strikes
my
and stuff,
question.
they're all soft kill operations just because their targets are very specific.
Right.
It's not like...
Well, I think they need some new verbiage because I think if they blow you up with a missile, it doesn't feel very soft to me.
Yeah.
Like when you see like...
I feel like if they gently melt your brain with sound waves, that's soft.
Yeah, there's no...
They turn your brain
I feel
to
like
jelly.
The only
brain.
the only thing that can be a soft kill is like an overdose of morphine or something. That's the only acceptable thing to
Old
call
school
a soft
poison?
kill. Yeah, just like a really nice goodbye,
Yeah. A warm bath.
Yeah,
lot
nothing
of
you guys have
morphine.
said today sounded like a soft kill to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. For the extremes, if you think of it like dropping a hand grenade on a soldier off of like a man-piloted drone or something. Soft kill. Hard kill would be that same target, but you dropped a nuke instead.
Sure.
And you're just wiping out everything.
No, I understand. We used a missile, but we only took out the command center, not the island.
And we hit what we were trying to hit.
Right. Yeah. We didn't take out the whole country. We just took out a really tiny, soft part of it.
Yeah. The language that the government and military uses is so interesting, and it's meant to make it sound like it wasn't a big devastating thing.
It's
like,
part of the gaslighting, man.
yeah. Soft language like is destroying everything.
Yeah. We're just gonna do some soft skills.
Meanwhile, there's a lot of dead people here in this story so far.
That died in very violent ways.
Yeah.
Where we, yeah, okay. Reports from the ground described widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look now to step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But which exact unit is tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite, secretive special forces units in the U.S. military. Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fortuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan presidential guard was swift, but ultimately futile. As the helicopters laid cover fire, the operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly did the capture and extraction happen? For this, we go to now step 4. Specialized helicopters hover over the objective to insert the assault team, while dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppressive fire. The Delta Special Forces descended and began searching for the high-value targets. The CIA had planted a spy inside of Nicolas Maduro's close circle, while back in the U.S., Delta Force built an exact replica of his house. This is like some Ocean's 11 shit.
No shit. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I'm like, I saw this movie.
But I think they have to do that though. Like
for training,
just to train it and go through like every single possible outcome that could possibly happen.
Have you ever seen that? Was it John Wilson?
How to with John Wilson?
No,
You're
not
talking about
not-
the rehearsal.
I'm talking about the rehearsal, and that's not John Wilson.
That's Nathan Fielder.
That's right. Nathan.
He would be a great Delta Force operator.
He would.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Nathan for president.
Also, I mean, we got such crazy shit going on. It wouldn't surprise me if the U.S. government was like, let's get this guy to train our Delta Force because he's really good at recreating shit.
Totally. But he has a whole show about like recreating the rehearsal. That's what it's called. So that you could rehearse, a conversation that you want to have with someone. So he will build the bar where you're going to have the conversation.
Oh, weird. I mean,
it's cool.
I really hope that we don't know what season 3 is about. I really hope that it was the Delta Force.
I hope so too.
Kidnapping Nicolas Maduro in season 3, and then we get to see kind of a start to finish.
I don't even want to tell you guys what happens in season 2, but it's the most deranged shit I've ever seen in my whole
check
life.
it out.
It's really good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, while all of this is happening, so now that they've rehearsed this like 100 times, that they could just do it blindfolded. They just go in. This is what we do. This is what we do, and like you need that muscle memory, I think, for something like this. So while operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guards. Using a blowtorch, they caught him before they could even lock all of the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force breached the compound. So Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were physically secured. There was no negotiating there.
Target's physically secured.
Yeah.
Over.
They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point.
Jesus Christ.
And that's essentially what happened. What we know from like the declassified files of everything. Who knows what else was going on?
Right.
That's just essentially what we know happened. And then the idea of compounding that with sound weapons and using that as an operational tool is so fucking crazy.
Wow. I mean, it's also, though, sounds like a really well-planned kidnapping.
That's right.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the park.
That's right. That's what was up in Venezuela that day. It was a sunny day. The children were going to the park.
Yeah.
And then they hit us with some very soft, gentle weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Softly, gently whisked away our president.
You know how you get like that tinnitus? You get a little ringing in the ear, and that's all that happened, really.
It's fine.
Gives you a little nosebleed. Oh, to add into even the idea of MKUltra too, and the weird mind control. It has less to do with sound, but it was what's his name? John Ronson and the Men Who Stare at Goats.
Oh yeah.
So that too is like part of MKUltra. Like they're using psychic and psychological studies into like how we can affect matter and stuff around us. So it only makes sense that they're going to look to sound to try to like figure out how to manipulate us. And there is so much more to this. Again, this was like a very specific instance, and I've prefaced this with a couple of others, but there's so much that Subproject 119 within the MKUltra profile like covers. Like it's things that you wouldn't even think were real are real. Like,
I know.
And like people like, oh, they're putting hidden messages in our music and hidden messages in advertising and like all the, and it's like they were.
I know.
And they're still doing it.
And it works.
They're better at it.
Yeah.
It seems like this is going to be, because you can spin it in the soft facet, you know, it seems like this will be more common.
Oh, of course it will.
This will become an oft used method of crowd control, maybe even to the point where they are just open with it.
Right.
It's just like, if you don't
they
dispersed, we're gonna blast you with some sonic weapons.
If you look,
I just mean like a couple years ago, they were still denying. They're
Right.
Like, no,
Yeah. But now they'll let you see like, oh, here's the truck with the lunch tray on it, and everyone's gonna know.
They're gonna Pavlov's dog us.
Yeah,
with some
exactly.
sonic weapons.
Exactly.
The original sonic weapon. The
Yeah.
bell.
Yeah.
but that's the thing they are. Like even people point it out now when they're at specific protests or like they know that there's going to be a group of people. Like people like will be filming these trucks and be like, oh, they brought out the fucking like LRAD systems and shit like that. And
Cool.
that's what it is. It's just, it looks like the police have it now. And they have like smaller versions of it that are very specifically targeted. But yeah, like it's so sci-fi that it's hard to believe that it's a thing.
I mean, we're in New York City, and sometimes I see some of these like cop trucks that come out, and it looks like something out of RoboCop or something. You know what I mean? Like it pulls off to the side, and then like the sides come down, and a giant fucking thing comes out of the top, like a news van, and then shit comes out of the side, and there's fucking double plated glass mirror shit everywhere. It's like, what the fuck? This thing's a transformer.
You remember when Eric Adams popped out those robot dogs for a second? Everybody was like, dude, what are you doing? And he was like, all right, I put them away. It's fine.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. He
I'm gonna have to
tried some
Google
shit, man. And he was always like, ain't this dope?
Yeah.
Eric Adams was crazy.
He was a dope.
Rest in peace. You will be missed.
Yeah. Wow, what a guy.
Yeah. Man, I really want to, part of me wants to be like, well, you know, the fact that a sonic weapon sounds nicer than tear gas and batons, but also please stop doing shit that makes us feel the need to gather by the thousands to protest what you're doing. Let's start there rather than being like, yeah, this is better. You know, like, but maybe,
I wonder if like they have this tech and like, we kind of know now that a lot of major protests when like 10,000 people show up somewhere, it's organized.
Of course.
And whether or not you believe with whatever thing it is that they're protesting or not, the idea that it wasn't somewhat organized to get these people there, that's undisputable that's what happens. And I'm thinking maybe like, well, how do we get a bunch of people together that we can test these out on?
Right.
And it's like, we do the small scale stuff, like where it's just like, oh, we can just try it on one or two people. And like, oh, it seems like it works. Like we need to make sure
We need
this
masses.
works. Yeah,
Yeah.
we need a crowd.
Yeah.
And that's why like back in last year when it was happening, it was kind of like you couldn't even deny that that's what it was when you see the videos of it happening in Belgrade, when they were just like, it was just a sea of people that just parted and start running and screaming and had no idea what was happening. And it was like, you could see how like uncomfortable it just made everybody. Going back to the soft kill thing too, it's funny that like, oh, like bullets are, that's not really the soft kill, but like melting someone's internal organs is a better option.
There's the insidious nature of that. Just we can do this undetected.
Yeah.
We can melt your fucking organs.
Yeah.
It's so
You're
dark.
just like standing there and we
Yeah.
like melt your body with a guy from a window.
There's something so much more honest about a gun or a missile or a grenade. You know, this just seems diabolical.
Yeah.
You know? And I just like back to the idea that we can use this kind of stuff or are using this kind of stuff in advertising and in music and whatever. It's just like, it's so crazy that like we're so predictable oh, yeah, we're doing these experiments. We're seeing how it works and like, oh shit, this is working. Let's monetize it or use it to kill people. That's it. Like, just give me money or die. It's like, what if we use this for good?
That's the thing too. Like, people do use frequencies for good. Like, when we find out like what frequency actually works best for our body, that's why like there's things called like sound baths.
Right.
And you can go to them and you feel relaxed and you feel comfortable and like it makes you feel and put you in a state that you feel good.
I've done sound baths.
Shout out to the Integratron.
That's right. Yeah.
It's the big one.
Align my chakras.
I just got to say the dog might say otherwise, but my parents definitely use some sonic weapons to keep their dog in the yard with one of those electronic fences.
Yeah.
You put this barrier and then if the person has a device, potentially like your cellular phone, maybe that if you had that on you, that you get into this specific zone, it could emit a sound to control you.
There are people that are thinking that, like the pagers that were used that exploded.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's like, how did that happen? Like, it's such an internal thing, and how do they get to the right people and yada yada. But it's like, there are people now speculating. Everyone has a cell phone in their pocket.
Yeah, we're dead.
And they're all thinking that they were all kind of programmed for something like that. Like, we hear about batteries exploding in people's pockets and maiming people.
I believe that this is true. And it doesn't even need to be like something that was done at the factory. Like, we all have, when crazy weather happens or when COVID was happening, all of our phone alarms started going off. All you have to do is hack into that system, whatever that is, and use it to, I don't know, kill us with sonic sounds.
Yeah. Or just reprogram like whatever is in the operating system that say like regulates your battery, and then overheat it purposefully and now it pops.
Yeah,
and
we're
like
fucked.
It just blows a hole in your leg or something.
We're fucked. Black Mirror is a fucking true story. That's it.
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just soft.
It's just everything.
It's so soft.
Everything's so soft.
These are all soft kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hate soft kills.
All of the terrifying organ melting, fucking bleeding from your eyes shit that we just talked about are soft kills.
Spoiler alert. When white guys are in charge, soft killing is worse.
Is it?
I would rather be shot. I'm just saying. I'd rather you shoot me in the head instead of melting
your
me
organs
from the inside.
But that's the thing too. Like,
in case they're listening, I'll take the soft kill. I'll take the organ melting.
And they are listening.
They're definitely listening.
Shoot her, but melt my brain. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a thing too. Like, you can be shot and then be saved from it. Like, there's no.
Not in your nightmares.
Yeah. Don't bring that up. That hit so hard.
I'm sorry, you told me that in confidence.
I told everyone apparently in confidence. Is it really confidence if everybody knows it now?
Sure.
Yeah. Just as long as they don't fucking tell anybody else.
Exactly. This is a safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and also like when you think about like how sound can be used, there were frequencies that music essentially was tuned to back in the day, and eventually it shifted off of that as well. And it's something that the resonant frequency of music makes it sound good. It like we can relate to it, and like it moves us in a
makes us want to dance.
Yeah, and there's just like and then like it's tuned a specific way for that reason, and then they shifted away from it to make us agitated now, and like that's also an interesting aspect. And that's like, this is a conspiracy podcast, but it is like a conspiracy theory that music is tuned in a different frequency now because it has that effect on us.
As a podcast, where do we stand on the brown note?
Sounds like
Are we for or against it? Is that
are you familiar, Michelle?
sounds like poop.
That's exactly right. The brown note is a specific like note or frequency that will be played that will result in loss of bowel movement. So this note frequency gets played. And there is like a specific number that it theoretically is, and you'll shit yourself. Are you for or against?
If it was a real
those are the two choices.
Okay, I really wish I was a better person. I'm for it.
Unsurprised.
Yeah, because I want to do it to people, not because I want it to be.
Now,
done
would
to
the
me.
consistency of a poop
I feel like
Class
it's
of
so
diarrhea.
liquid.
It's
Is it
diarrhea.
liquid for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not satisfactory.
No,
it's not like,
dude.
oh, I feel cleansed and refreshed and ready to go about my day. It's
No.
It's bad.
It's bad.
news. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should program it under our board.
Yeah.
Just
We
make
need a
everybody
button
shit.
for that.
Yeah. So if you're listening, fucking
Yeah.
look out, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
You
brown
may.
note you.
I want it to be real just because of like when you're constipated, you could just like listen to something
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
and now you're just shitting.
Just give yourself a little hit of the brown note. Real
Yeah,
fast.
there's all those like videos that's like binaural beats for sleeping, like this frequency for studying. You
Yeah.
know, this to engage your brain in this way, this so you can shit your pants.
Yeah.
And specifically in your pants. It doesn't
this-
work if you're not wearing pants.
Yeah. That's
This is how you use sonic weapons for good. You know, sonic weapon medicine
Yeah.
sound bath.
It's,
for your butt.
That's right.
what would that be called?
What I just said
It's a sound bath for your butt.
Yeah. Cornelio.
But if you want to hear or learn more about all of this sort of stuff, like I would definitely recommend picking up Resonant State by Kai Larson.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it. It's on our website, theconspiracyjournal.com, or you could buy it on Amazon. And I'm really stoked to read that. And if you have been sonic weaponed, if you made one, if you used it on somebody or yourself,
Yeah.
call us at the Strange
You're a
Exchange.
giver or receiver
Yeah.
of sonic weapons.
Yeah, whatever it may be, call us at the Strange Exchange, 929-445-3705, and tell us what happened.
Yeah.
What happened?